All right, 18 to the hour here in the Imus Boy program. Bernie and Sid are coming up. Find out what happened with Sid last night. And then later on, from the New York Post, Fred Dicker is always fascinating. Please welcome now to the program the man who wrote Becoming China's Bitch and America Mojo, Peter Kiernan. Good morning, Mr. Kiernan.
Great to be with you, man.
So when do you fly commercial?
I fly commercial, yes.
So you sit next to somebody you don't know, and they say, hey, how are you? What do you do? What do you tell them?
I say I'm reading. I actually like to work on planes, so I don't use them as a chance to meet and greet.
Well, what if somebody asks you? Don't you ever run into a situation?
Yes, of course. There are plenty of times where somebody wants to chit-chat. But my preference is just to bury my nose in a book or in a newspaper or magazine.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you when you fly, do you like to chit-chat?
Well, I fly by myself, so I haven't been on a commercial airplane in, I'll bet 25 years, 20 years for sure. So, well, most people know what I do, though, so when they see me. But I just wonder what you tell people you do. But apparently, you're an unfriendly bastard and won't talk to anybody. So
that's a little bit of it, yes.
No. So, are you a Trump supporter? I know you've told me, but I just.
I am. I think he's got a big day coming today, and but more important than that, he's got a golden opportunity right now. It's right there for him, but he's going to have to act.
Tell me what it is.
Well, he didn't invent the rainy day. We've got a lot of anger in the country, and I think he's tapped into it. And he's terrified the establishment, right? This is the first true populist we've had running for president in a generation, and he's terrified the establishment. Can you imagine the Pope over at Fox News, Roger Ailes? He won't give him the time of day. He'll go after Megyn Kelly. He'll do whatever he feels like doing. And so he's really running on his connection with people. That really is what's driving him. If you look at Michigan, the win there, he brought a lot of Democrats out. So he reaches in and brings out people who were not part of the dialogue, and some of them are pretty angry. And I think he has a chance to be a real leader in managing that anger and channeling it towards getting him elected and not to some of the other stuff that's going on.
The indications are, though, from many sources that it really is just about him, for him.
Listen, I think he is saying somebody's running for president is self-absorbed is like calling a professional boxer passive aggressive. I mean, listen, these are guys and men and women with colossal egos that need to be fed in a way no one else would go through this process.
Sure.
But I think he has something that he could bring to the party. He has competitors as on the Democratic side where Hillary's being dragged more to the left by Bernie. And so that center position, that center of the universe position is right there for him. If he goes there, it's time to tone down the rhetoric. You noticed last night in his speech a little bit more on foreign policy, a little less on who Marco Rubio is and how big his ears are and all that stuff. It is time for Donald to take literally the center stage if he hopes to win.
There's a level of vulgarity, this is coming from me, by the way. There's a level of vulgarity which essentially, at least publicly, started with that hillbilly from Arkansas we put in the Oval Office who was getting Hummers from the intern, Bill Clinton, started with him. Does that bother you?
I have to say it does, but not to the extent. One of the things that is in, red hot, high energy now is sanctimony. There is so much sanctimonious commentary about being bleeped out, and you know what? This is a tough game, and it's being played in a rough, tough way. And I would prefer that he not be bleeped out, but it doesn't drive me to the pew in church. It doesn't drive me to all kinds of anxiety. If you look back in history, and I've written about this, some of the things that presidential candidates have called one another going back in history dwarf what's going on today. We are a lot more civil today than they were when the framers of the republic were coming along. So I acknowledge what you're saying, I do, but I just don't see it as the end of the world as we know it.
See, I thought from day one, I mean, I vacillate, but that he has the potential. I've known him a long time and fairly well. That he has the potential to be great. Well, I don't know whether he will or not, but
his moment right now, I think this part of what you said really intrigues me. There's an intellect there. There's a capability of getting things done. There's an ability, that entrepreneurial verve to get across the goal line, something that you want to get done. I think the American people are frustrated by this drained pipe called Washington where nothing gets accomplished. I think if Donald can focus on a couple of key things and actually get them done, that he will earn the respect of some of the people who are big detractors right now.
I mean, the lexicon, I'm sorry.
No, you first.
The lexicon he employs lies somewhere between Mike Francesa and Bo Dietl, and I think that disturbs some people.
It does naturally because you want to respect your president, and I know, and you know, he has the capacity to be respectable.
Yeah.
But it's now time. He's in a different kind of fight. The primary is a real cat and dog, real back alley. Now he is running to be leader of the free world. And that's a different mantle of leadership. I think he can wear that mantle as comfortably as a top coat, but he's got to change it. And I'm sure he's getting coaching to just move to the center, be more moderate, be more thoughtful. He doesn't need to be provocative. He doesn't need to be encouraging, and I don't really think he was encouraging, but encouraging people to pop off and throw fisticuffs and all that stuff. That really is stuff. It's time to leave that behind.
Like my father-in-law and my wife's brother are both pretty smart, really smart guys. And they both are big Trump supporters. They're not morons, so, I mean, they're not redneck goobers or, so I don't know.
I'm delighted to hear that. I must say, the real challenge is there's a tonic. It's an elixir when the populace are feeding on you and cheering you and saying you're the greatest, and to push back and actually lead. Not tell them just what they want to hear, but to tell them what they're going to need to do. That is the opportunity that awaits, I think, that awaits Trump. With Hillary, she and Bernie are locked in.
Yeah, we hate them.
Who could be more to the left than the other? That gives the Republican Party a unique opportunity.
You know, it's always fun to have. I now realize how much I like having you on. Now we've gone way over, but thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate it.
It's great to be with you again.
Peter Kieran here on the Irish Morning Program, 10 till the hour.